Hi everyone, it's your girl Monica P. Hall, aka Conduit of Healing, and today is January 16th, 2021, and I'm being compelled to make you aware that this past Wednesday, there was a massive shift from source that kind of reverberated throughout the entire universe. So what would something like that look like? It would look like a shockwave, if one can imagine that. It would, yeah, say hi to Magic. Hi, Magic. Anyway, a shockwave, if you will, that would reverberate, if you will, across the entire known universe. Also the unknown universe, but hey, you can't know what you don't know. And my personal experience this past Wednesday was I stopped what I was doing in the middle of a monotonous day at home and really felt into the energy. And perhaps some of you felt it too, where it was very clear from a consciousness level, from an intuitive level, from an energetic level, from a vibration level, something had happened and we were not where we had just been. And it feels like something happened in an instant, but when one thinks about how light travels, when one thinks about how sound travels, it only seems instantaneous when you receive the energy. So, for me, I stopped what I was doing and I kind of felt into myself and I felt the energy around myself, the known world. And I didn't recognize the world. I did not recognize energetically as this being a place that I had been before or had been living before. So, science tells us that, different dimensions and different universes are kind of all simultaneously happening at the same time. And from a metaphysical standpoint, when we talk about things like ascension and we talk about things about like enlightenment and evolution and consciousness, we talk about it typically as kind of the center of the action, our consciousness. Very rarely do we talk about, as a community, in depth about the consciousness that we all exist within. So I refer to that as the source of all things. Some people may say God, some people may say Alpha, Omega, some people say universe. But the point that I'm making is we are constantly reminded that we exist within something much larger than ourselves. So what happens when that something decides it's going to evolve? It's going to change. It's going to upgrade. Well, we get the world as we know it. And from a historical standpoint, from an archaeological standpoint, we realize that this has happened before and before and before. And thus, we created the concept of evolution. But no one ever talks about what that looks like and what that feels like in real time. And I want you to know that I know some of us felt what happened Wednesday. It might have been Tuesday, depending on where you were. It might have been Thursday, depending on where you were on the earth. But it happened. I felt the wave of it. And we are living in something new. It's very odd to recognize yourself in a moment, but not recognize where you're standing. A lot of people who may not be as aware or as conscious of the interaction between themselves and the cosmos might not recognize it or want to talk themselves out of it, because that's what our brain does. When the brain doesn't understand something or there's a blank space, we immediately rush to fill in these blanks with information that mostly is wrong. Mostly is wrong information, because we have a great fear of not knowing things, of not being able to control a situation. So in my recognition that we are in some place new, I have been spending the last couple of days just resting. So if a lot of you are like me and your sleep schedule has just flipped on its head, your new bedtime might be 3 a.m., your wake up time might be 10 a.m., and you find yourself having a hard time being productive during the day, focusing. For me, I would say it started before the new moon, intensified during the new moon. I got a download the day of this shift that I wasn't expecting. So there was a download and then there was a shift. It's sort of like, here's your download so you can understand what's about to happen, and boom, it happened. And yeah, it's a very strange feeling. All I can say, it's like floating through the cosmos, even though your body's still acquiescing to gravity. Your spirit feels like, where the hell am I? So what to do? What can we do? How do we adjust? Hopefully, if you have been practicing and really aligning yourself consciously with the cosmos and change and evolution and evolving and ascending, you have a practice in place of what you need to be doing. For me, that has meant just shutting down, not being on social media as much, not having as many telephone conversations, because as we know, when you are in the midst of an upgrade, the upgrade is not just one thing, it's many things and they're all at once. So it can be very, I want to use the word uncomfortable, kind of upsetting, frenetic, because you can feel your body energetically responding to what all there is has decided we're all going to do. And this is why many times I've said, we don't choose ascension, we don't choose change, we don't choose transformation and transmutation. We, as free-willed beings, choose how we're going to behave while this is happening. We're going to go with it. We're going to resist it. We're going to try to fill in the blanks with something that we can understand, but we're not going to stop it. So I have been quiet. I've been spending a lot of time resting, lying down, feeling into things, keeping my body as calm as possible, hydrated, fed, and inert. I don't know if anyone's told you, but the best way to change is to do nothing and just allow it. I know a lot of people struggle with doing nothing. I know a lot of people struggle with allowing, but that's what you've got to do. And adjust yourself accordingly. We have to raise our personal vibration to the new level that's been set by all that there is, so that not only can we live in these new times, but we can thrive, and we can continue to serve our purpose as we understand it to be. For me, that's a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, mentor, lightworker mentor, a person who consciously tries to help others remember their light and assist them on their own personal journeys. But I can't do any of those things if I don't have my personal self, all of myselves, in alignment. So if any of you absolutely know what I'm talking about and you felt it and you're feeling it, I am with you. You are not alone. I don't imagine there's very many of us, but everyone eventually will realize something has happened. And so I'm making this video to help you understand what you need to do to make it, as least painful as possible. There's no need for it to be painful if you just allow yourself to follow the intuitive call, the tug, the pulling, that the source of all things has, kind of sent us an energetic, like, hello. Hi, open the door. Let's go. We're leaving this place. We're going to a new place now. We're going to upgrade now. The new earth has come to you. You thought you had to go to it, but I'm actually bringing it to you. You just have to raise your own personal vibration so that you can live here, so that you can thrive here, and so that you can continue your own personal journey. That's really what's going on. I think we thought we were going to go to a new earth. I'm not sure that it occurred to anyone that the new earth would just kind of be brought to us, which is quite possible. We already have so many dimensions, like kind of simultaneously coexisting, if you will, and people are living at different levels based on their own level of consciousness. So the new one's here, and if you're not ready, get yourself ready. Your ego will resist. Your mind will try to ask incessantly, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? How do we do it? Where's the map? Like, how do we control it? There isn't any understanding right now. There's intuition. And that's why I started my first video of 2021 explaining to you that intuition was going to be key in this year. Not what we thought we knew. Not, logic even, because logic is a constantly moving target. So I would say, if you've been doing your spiritual practice, if you've been in touch with yourself on a spiritual level, if you've created that communication, that bond, then you should have all the tools that you need right now. If not, you have to develop a practice. You have to start checking in with yourself every day. I teach a class on how to start using your intuition on an everyday basis, how to check in with yourself, how to discern truth from disinformation. We're going to need it. 2021, we are 16 days into the new year, and already it's all the way live. All right, so I don't have much more energy to keep talking, so I'm going to just leave you with, oh my God, see, totally just like a mess over here. I'm going to leave you with this. Take your time, breathe, journal, meditate, lay down, sleep, eat. Just the basic stuff. Do not rush yourself. Do not needlessly occupy yourself or distract yourself, because this is the evolution. We've been in the midst of it, but this was a big doozy of a wave, and you can fight, but I promise you won't win, and you'll end up fighting yourself. So when we say go with the flow, this is what we mean. Okay? Namaste, and let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do it.